Jayanto Ghoshal, do you think that, because I saw personally the kind of influence of patronage, network of patronage that the Adhikaris have in Nandigram, it is unquestionable. Now, the extent to which that support was for the TMC, the extent to which the support was for the family, we are about to find out very soon. You speak more often to Mamata Banerjee, understand her mind better than anybody else I know. How confident is she, Jayanto, that she will win Nandigram? Does it bother her that she's been pinned down to Nandigram over the last several days, unable to campaign in the rest of the 29 constituencies as she would have liked to?
Thank you, Rahul. I'm trying to reply. Point number one, that Kanchan has raised a very important issue that has to be seen in the result, that whether what statistics you have shown, that is very interesting, and Nandigram part 1, part 2, the Muslim, and this is, I think, that is the ground reality. Whether Modi, Amit Shah, Suvendu Adhikari, this Milu, the new BJP in a new form in Nandigram, can change the old statistics or not? That is a very important question. Now, the Suvendu Adhikari, if Siddiqui's party, the Indian Secular Front, if they put a candidate, the election was easier for Suvendu. But now Siddiqui has not put any Muslim candidate, and the Muslim vote, Suvendu knows that he cannot get the Muslim vote now. So he is trying to consolidate the Hindu vote, saying Begum Mamata. But Mamata, the very interesting part, what you have said, that my personal acquaintance, that she has chosen her party office in Nandigram in that Hindu area, not in the Muslim area, in the part 1 and part B, what you have shown, because the party workers chosen another office earlier, and she rejected that office, and she is now going for the holy festival with the Vaishnavites people with a Kirtaniya. I mean, the Kirtan is a Chaitanya Dev's and the Bhakti movement, the music of this holy day is a very important Hindu Milu. She is creating more, and she is not today. Actually, there is a Muslim important day, but Mamata is not going to that festival, that celebration, because now she knows that she will get the Muslim vote, but Hindu vote should not be consolidated for Suvendu. So the challenge is there. If I say that there is no challenge, because for BJP it's a great catch, it's a big catch. Now it's a battle between Trinamool and Trinamool, because BJP doesn't have the organizational strength, and BJP got what percentage of vote we have shown in the last election. So Suvendu is a big catch, but now why Mamata is saying Gaddar? There is a very important aspect. It's not just emotional, angry utterance, because if you can convince the rural people, because you know the internet landscape, this internet army warriors, these volunteers in both the parties are now very important. But in the Nandigram village, if you go to that village, I don't know how many persons are influenced by the new media, internet, and the people. That's why Mamata is not holding rallies. She is going to door-to-door campaign. She is contacting people and saying that she is the Gaddar. So now it's an emotional
so Shatorupa,
of Mamata,
the emotional appeal of Mamata Banerjee, Chief Minister on a wheelchair, going door to door, she doesn't have this big rath like the BJP leaders. She's being pushed. Do you think this is tugging on the emotional chords of the largely rural constituency of Nandigram, when 97% of the voters of the assembly constituency live in the villages?
Thank you, Rahul, for having me on the show. As usual, it's such a pleasure to hear Derek O'Brien at the very beginning of the show. I'll come back to your question a little late. Give me 2 seconds. I was so amazed to hear Derek O'Brien again, like last time, on his own eloquent trip, and almost campaigning for BJP, telling the entire world through your channel how deeply entrenched the Adhikari family is there. So he was basically campaigning for us, and thank you so much to the Honorable MP. Please convey to him the next time you speak to him, since he's never there to hear what we have to say. And then, I was so surprised that there is this Bengali term, Jayanto da apni shunben eta, phaka kolshi baje beshi. There's this, I'll quickly translate to you. Phaka kolshi baje beshi is empty vessels make more noise. Everybody heard. Derek O'Brien basically had no logistics, had nothing to say except for his own tidbits, and he went on and on saying. So leave alone Derek O'Brien. I was thoroughly amused with the first part of the show. I was very impressed by what Kanchanda said, and now what Jayanta is saying. Jayanta, my respect to you. আপনাকে সশ্রদ্ধ প্রণাম, আপনার কথা শুনতে আমার ভীষণ ভালো লাগে। But let me just add on to what you were saying. Um, Coming back to your question now, Rahul, I'll extend that from what Jayanta has just finished off. Emotional appeal, you were saying. Yes, a woman on a wheelchair is always like a damsel in distress, and one feels for her. But this is Bengal, where you will recently hear an 84-year-old woman who is also Banglar Nijer Mein, Bengal ki beti, who has been beaten up so badly by this woman's goons that she has now succumbed to death. Few days back, there was a 72-year-old woman who almost faced the same thing. Few days even further, there was a 9-year-old child, also Bengal ke beti, also somebody who's a little girl who's completely at other people's mercy, like Mamata is apparently today. She was also raped mercilessly, and Mamata Banerjee had nothing to say for all these women. So I don't think, Rahul, that Nandigram will play to her sympathetic woes and cries or whatever she's doing on a wheelchair now. And extending what Jayanta has been saying, yes, Mamata has been running to temples and chanting Chandipat, Bhul Chandipat korche. And Chandipat is something which you will definitely agree. It is something very sacred. It is to be said in very peaceful surroundings and very clean and pure surroundings. Your heart has to be pure.